Today we'll be learning about the classification of amino acids. So amino acids are mainly classified into 4 groups based on structure, based on side chain, based on metabolism, and at last based on nutrition requirement. So under the based on structure, there are 5 groups: aliphatic, aromatic, heterocyclic, amino acids, and derived acids. So going deeper, aliphatic amino acids has 3 groups: monoamino monocarboxylic acid, monoamino dicarboxylic acid, dibasic monocarboxylic acid. And aromatic amino acids has no further classification. Heterocyclic also doesn't have, and amino acid also doesn't have. And at last, the derived amino acids has 3 classification: protein amino acids, non-protein amino acids, and non-alpha amino acids. So these are the 3 classification under the derived amino acids. So under the side chain, there are 3 groups: non-polar, uncharged, and charged. And moving on under the metabolism, it is purely ketogenic and glucogenic, and again the purely glucogenic. So this is a mixture of both these groups. And the nutrition requirement, the most asked question, it is essential and semi-essential and non-essential. So this is the basic classification of amino acids we have to learn. Moving on. First group, based on structures, it contains aliphatic amino acids. So under it, monoamino monocarboxylic acid. It means it has only one amino group and one carboxylic acid group. So this is the beautiful example. Glycine, it contains one amino group and one carboxylic acid group. So glycine is the best example for it. And other example are glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, and so on. So this is monoamino monocarboxylic acid. So moving on. So monoamino dicarboxylic acid. So every name indicates its own structure. So monoamino contains one amino group and dicarboxylic acid contains 2 carboxylic acid group. So this is the second structure, monoamino dicarboxylic acid group. And moving on, dibasic monocarboxylic acid group. So the monocarboxylic acid indicates it has only one carboxylic group, and dibasic contains 2 basic structures. It is amino group, 2 amino groups. So name only indicates its own structures. And moving on the example, it has only 2 example, aspartic acid and glutamic acid. And dibasic has also 2 examples, lysine and arginine. So these are the 2 groups. Moving on, the aromatic amino acid, it has 2 example, phenylalanine and tyrosine. So the name only suggests that it has a aromatic ring. So this both has aromatic ring. So these are classified into aromatic amino acid. So next, heterocyclic amino acid. So the name suggests that heterocyclic, more than one cycle. So this has 2 example, tryptophan and histidine. So tryptophan structure is here. It has more than one rings. That is why it is heterocyclic. Then moving on. So next, the amino acids. So these are actually the prolines, and they have secondary amino groups. Hence these are amino acids. Means other rest all amino acids has the primary amino acid group, but amino acids has the secondary amino group. So these are separately classified under the structures. These are amino groups. Then at last, the derived amino acids. So these are classified into 3 groups. No much explanation required on this. So derived amino acids found in proteins, non-protein amino acids, and non-alpha amino acids. So these are the derived amino acids. So based on side chain, it has 3 groups: non-polar, uncharged, and charged. So let's see detail. So the first one is amino acids having non-polar side chain. This normally has a high number of hydrocarbons, and also this doesn't have any polar activity. So these are separately considered as non-polar side chains. So the basic examples are alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, etc. So moving on, the second group is having an uncharged or non-ionic polar side. So these are the polar and does has polar activity. So these example are glycine, serine, and etc. So basically these are uncharged but are polar. And the third is ionic or charged. So these are again classified into 2 groups. These are acidic amino acid and basic amino acid. Acidic, negative charge R group, and basic, this is positive charge R group. So this is charged. So revising, this has 3: the non-polar, then polar having non-charge or non-ionic. So then the polar having the charge, and under this has two acidic and basic. So this is about the side chains. Based on metabolism, purely ketogenic, ketogenic and glucogenic, and at last purely glucogenic. So based on metabolism, that is first one purely ketogenic. So when converted, these amino acids turn purely ketogenic. Means at the end of the reaction, these amino acids are ketone bodies. Example is leucine. Then moving on, ketogenic and glucogenic. So these are partially ketogenic and glucogenic when they are converted, or at the end of the reaction this results in ketogenic and also glucogenic. So this is about the ketogenic and glucogenic amino acid based on metabolism. So example are lysine, isoleucine, phenylalanine, etc. So then purely glucogenic. So the end product, or when they are converted, these convert purely into glucogenic. So these are the purely glucogenic amino acid groups. At last, based on nutritional requirement. So these are classified into three groups: essential, semi-essential and non-essential. So actually, this group is very important for the examination point of view. So at first, essential amino acid, these cannot be synthesized by human beings, so these are taken in the food or in the normal diet. Example, isoleucine, leucine, threonine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, tryptophan and valine. Then semi-essential amino acids. So these are semi-indispensable amino acids. Growing children need them, and for adults it is not required. So this is semi-essential amino acids which are required for the children. At last, the non-essential amino acids. So these can be synthesized in our body and they need not be taken in our diet. So these are the non-essential amino acids. So thank you for watching my video.